Hey guys, Dr. Alex the Punch Doctor here, and today I want to look at the Lamont Roach Tank Davis fight and give my thoughts on it. Lamont Roach did a great job as a 10-1 underdog, and if the knockdown was called properly, he would have won the fight. There were a few things he did very well that I want to talk about today, including his excellent control of distance and range management, awareness in the ring, and aggressive yet defensive style. Roach is very aware of Tank's range and is able to maintain appropriate distance to bait, slip, and counter when appropriate. He has an aggressive yet defensive style that let him block or deflect most of Tank's shots, then get back to controlling the center of the ring. Roach applied consistent pressure on Tank, walking him down and cutting off the ring, forcing Tank to fight while moving backwards, which is not a strength of Tank's. Tank didn't really have a great response to this because Roach would just block or slip Tank's big offensive shots with his great defense and awareness. Roach would also counter, preventing Tank from really throwing a power shot with abandon as he had with other opponents. This ability to have an awareness of Tank, able to slip and block and counter, allowed him to walk Tank down virtually for the entire fight. Roach was able to do this likely due to the confidence he has in his defense and his ability to stay attentive and aware, which is a huge benefit, one of the most necessary and crucial skills in boxing. Plus, Roach was able to get through Tank's guard with his punches, which Tank was mostly unable to do. Roach appeared to have more presence in the ring than Tank as well. This could be due to having experienced boxing Tank before in the amateurs, Roach knowing Tank's style, or having figured out how to deal with Tank's arsenal. Maybe Roach is just a more intelligent fighter overall. Roach looked much more calm and relaxed than Tank's other opponents. Roach fought very intelligently, focusing on defense, and like I mentioned, he would have gotten the win if the knockdown was called correctly. Now, the first round was pretty measured with both guys meeting in the center of the ring, sort of feeling each other out. Lamont was throwing some feints. And slowly but surely, towards the end of the second round, Lamont started taking control of the center of the ring. He did a great job parrying Tank's shots, blocking Tank's shots, and then coming right back with his own. As you'll see here, Tank attempts to throw a punch at Roach. Roach blocks it and then tags him with a little jab, gets him moving backwards again. And slowly but surely, his aggressive defensive style is able to take control of the center of the ring, which he controls for most of the fight. Now here's an example of a lead left from Tank that he usually finds success with. You'll see Lamont slip it and then get ready to come back with something on his own. Now that counter was not really that effective. However, as the fight goes on, Roach gets very accurate and very consistent countering Tank's left hand. Here you're going to see Lamont throw a lead right and then Tank throw a lead left, very similar to the scenario just previously that I showed you. And you'll see Lamont counter it very effectively. Lead left, slip, and a counter. And then he nullifies Tank's subsequent shots with good defense. Here's a sequence that shows Lamont pretty much nullifying Tank's big shots that he usually finds some success with just by maintaining awareness, staying relaxed, staying focused, and using defense. Here you're going to see Tank throw a big left hand that Roach just casually blocks and doesn't bother him. Tank follows up with a couple shots that don't bother Roach. Just small inside punches without any, weight behind them. And then Lamont continues applying his pressure to Tank. Here you're going to see Lamont trap Tank, and Tank has to either run, fight, or he's going to tie Lamont up right now and spin him around to get out of the corner. Because his punches are just going to get blocked, so he doesn't really have many options. And when they're fighting real close on the inside, Lamont has been getting the better of the exchanges as well. And you'll see that right here. Protect yourself at all times. Here's a little sequence where Lamont pretty much blocks or makes Tank miss all these big shots and then regains control of the center of the ring. Now, Lamont reminds me a lot of Winky. Good high defense, very defensive, and able to sneak punches in when the opponent doesn't expect it. Now, Tank certainly has some moments. It was a very close fight. However, I'm mainly focusing on what Lamont did well. Here I want to show you another sequence of excellent defense from Lamont. Tank's going to throw some big punches at him, and they're all blocked or slipped. And I'm going to show you a few more here that are also blocked and avoided. And now you're going to see Lamont land a few of his own. Here's a good offensive sequence from Lamont, and you'll see how he has position on Tank. Much better foot position relative to his opponent. Slips a big left hand from Tank, and then comes back with his own right hand. I want to show you this little sequence where Lamont sees Tank's left hand coming, is able to slip and counter. So you'll see Lamont's body position relative to Tank. And right here he's able to sense, see, or anticipate Tank's left hand. He slips to the right, putting his weight on his right foot. And he uses that weight transfer to power his counter. Excellent little slip counter. Here's a nice little back and forth. And you'll see Lamont finish with a real nice counter after he slips Tank's left hand. He steps back, gets some distance. Tank, I think, predictably throws the left hand, the straight left, and Lamont simply slips and counters it, just like the last sequence I showed you. Here's another example of Lamont expecting Tank's predictable left hand, slipping, and effectively countering. Now, it was in the later rounds where Lamont really shined. It was a little bit of a slow start. Tank did pretty well throughout the entire fight. However, Lamont really shut down most of his offensive tools, and you'll see another example of this right here. Tank is going to try to throw against Lamont, and Lamont's just going to slip and counter. He's in a better position here than Tank is to really see exactly what Tank can and can't do based on his position. And he's going to follow up now with a couple of free shots, making Tank miss, making Tank's shots ineffective, and certainly winning that sequence. Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If Lamont had a little bit better mechanics, a little bit more power on his shots, I think he would have had even more success and won a more decisive victory, considering he has all the tools in the defense to really do well against Tank. If you'd like to improve your punch mechanics for more speed and power, check out my program, The Power Punching Blueprint, available on my website at howtopunchharder.com. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.